EA Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It is arguably the biggest game on planet Earth. And now this grand game enters its 6th decade. We welcome you to Santa Clara and Levi Stadium for Super Bowl 60. Coming up, a battle here in the NFL playoffs. It's the AFC champion Denver Broncos and the champions of the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks. Around the globe, wherever you are, welcome to America's great sports day. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Super Bowl Sunday. Great to share it with you one more time, Greg. What a 2025 season, all the twists, all the turns, and it all culminates tonight here in Santa Clara.
And I think this is a matchup, Mike, that I don't know how many people had on their card just even a couple weeks ago, but you look at the rosters, both sides of the ball, very well balanced, very well coached. So I think the biggest thing each team told us all week was, let's just handle the emotions of the pregame. Let's handle all of the lead up, because once that ball's kicked off, let's just rely on what's gotten us here. And I think we're in for a treat.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday. And off we go on EA Sports. Good coverage by the kick team. Force them to start out back at the 23-yard line. Seahawks are led out by Sam Darnold, year 9 out of USC. Of course, what a ride it was last year after all the stops. Finally reaching the mountaintop and winning Super Bowl 60.
All week long, they just keep telling themselves it's just another game, and then reality sets in. And I promise, as he takes the field right now, Mike, the thoughts and the emotions swirling around his head, he's got to do his best to harness it. These are the games that legacies are built upon. He understands, even though he's had this long journey, he is going to be judged based on these next 4 quarters.
At the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Pass is completed to Cup. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, he breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big kickoff.
A gain there of 11. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
In today's game, Mike, we're so used to seeing everyone go for quarterback sneak in this situation. 3rd and inches, just let your quarterback kind of barrel forward and get a fresh set of downs. But a nice change up here, giving the ball to your back. Not only does he pick up the first down, but he gets plenty of yards after that.
First down, they'll keep it on the ground, and here's Charbonnet. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. And Zach Allen there on the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. Open man, left side. He's got it. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 20.
They get 20 on the connection. First down, Seattle.
First and 10 at the
These third down
35-yard
conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. Dump this off to Charbonnet, complete, and no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up second and 8 at the Broncos' 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's second and 8. Darnold, RPO, quick to Shaheed, and he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle, gets him down behind the line.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
To throw again is Darnold. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. They get an even 20 on that ball. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line. The first down pass. He was brought down at the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Here's second and 2. They'll run it out of the gun with Charbonnet. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
For the Seahawks.
And with that run, it puts them on the doorstep of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up into this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown kind of feels like a letdown.
They'll run here, and it's Charbonnet. He'll get maybe a yard down to the 4-yard line.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Inside the 5, it is second and goal. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. I had a defender draped all over him, incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
Now third and goal.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance to come away with this drive and some points. Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks will take a 3-0 lead.
It's a great opening drive. Just allow your team to settle in, get some points on the board. There's certainly a lot of nerves and emotions that everybody's dealing with. So did a lot of good things, drove the ball down the field, and they strike first here in the Super Bowl.
Three points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here come the Broncos, led out by Bo Nix. Greg, season 3 for the Oregon quarterback. Led the Broncos to the AFC West title last year and snapped that 9-year Kansas City run atop the AFC West.
You just can't imagine the emotions and the thoughts swirling around his head as he takes the field on this opening drive, Mike. I mean, you think of the journey they've been on, their regular season, that gauntlet of playoff games through the AFC playoffs, and now here they are. He's taking the field as the starting quarterback in the Super Bowl, and he's 4 quarters away from living out his dreams.
And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. A nice response on their first play of this Super Bowl. A quick first down. They send Sutton in motion. A first down throw for Nix. Flushed to his right. Off he goes. Showing off the footwork. Sliding down after a gain of 8.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Opening carry of the game, it's J.K. Dobbins. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
3rd and 2. Here we go. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That's complete. Taken in by Franklin. 12 yards on that hookup. First down, Broncos.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
The Broncos in possession of the football to begin the second quarter. They've got a 2nd and 8 coming up. The slot man in motion right. They'll go play action with Nix. And he just does manage to get rid of this one. Hounded by the defense. They nearly got him. Incomplete, setting up 3rd down.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And he's not going to be able to escape the rush here. He goes down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Crawshaw on to punt. The kick is away. That one hit inside the 10, but it bounces forward into the end zone. Bring it back out to the 20-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They had the field goal on the opening drive to take the early lead, see if they can improve on it here. 3-0 is our score, and it's 1st and 10. Now it's the rookie, the first-rounder, to Darian Price. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Throwing, Darnold. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. That's the linebacker, Nick Bonito. He's able to force the big loss on the sack, and it sets up 3rd and long. Darnold. He'll let this go deep. That is caught to the 20. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 91 yards. Touchdown, Seattle. A huge play there. They go in the air. We only see a few touchdowns of that length all year. They go from backed up to in the end zone for a touchdown.
It is, Mike. In this case, most teams are saying, let's just pick up a first down. At the very least, give our punter some room out of the end zone. But not this guy. He's thinking taking it to distance, and that's exactly what he was able to do.
Jason Myers on to attempt the extra point. It's up and through. And the Seahawks are out to a 10-0 lead.
Broncos nothing.
After the TD, Myers comes on now to kick it away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense are now ready to get going. On their second possession, they'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Nick snap on 1st and 10. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
See what they have for 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And really what stands out to me the most in this first half, Mike, is just there's very little separation among these receivers downfield. The quarterback has to throw into a lot of tight windows, contested catches, and they continue to do a nice job separating the ball from the man.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
This offensive line has to do a better job, Mike, of communicating the protection pre-snap, especially on these key 3rd downs. The blitz overwhelms them from the jump, and now they're picking their quarterback off the ground.
On now the punt team, and this one's on its way. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Seahawks offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They've got the 10-0 advantage here early. And they'll see if they can add to it. Beginning on this drive, 1st and 10. This drive's going to begin with a run by Price. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
Yeah, and a nice run here by Price. And I think there was a lot of concerns, Mike. How are the Seahawks going to replace last year's Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker? He moved on in free agency to the Chiefs. But, you know, that's what great teams do. They find the next guy up, and I'll tell you, you talk to people around this building, they think this young back can be special. So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, we're able to get you down for a loss.
And the room to run is not there again. He is brought down for another loss.
A 2-yard loss on the play.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
Well, they come to the line. Not an easy one to convert. 3rd and very long. Now, Darnold. He kept the play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him, and down he goes.
And this is a great example of what can happen when you play complementary football. The back end holds up nicely in coverage, and then that front 7 is able to wreak havoc and put an end to this play.
So it's 4th down. The Seahawks send out the Aussie Michael Dixon to punt. And back deep is Marvin Mims. This brought in out past the 20. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
So they go with the 1st down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good 2nd down situation. But now they find themselves in 2nd and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback. The threat of making a poor decision and throwing a pick is always in the back of your mind, and while you can't play scared, you do have to play smart. If you can't find an open target, throw the ball away, live for the next down.
In motion, it's Waddle. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he'll get into the slide here, but he's going to be well short of the 1st down. Here's Jeremy Crawshaw now, as he's on to punt for Denver. As the Seahawks go back on offense, there's a look at Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. Vance, the former head coach of the Broncos for a couple of years, now in season 4, back as their defensive coordinator. Quick throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the receiver really didn't have much time to get himself open. So the incompletion brings up second down.
Second down and 10.
And I think I want to see a little bit more of this style from this defense. The key, Mike, is at that catch point, you want to create as much contact and be physical. Separate the ball from the intended receiver, and it's a great example there.
A run between the tackles with Price. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. To throw is Darnold. Outright Smith and Jigba has it. First catch for the NFL's leader in receiving yardage last season. Good here for the first down.
And that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field, and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points. But either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, you want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So, big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points. This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Darnold to throw. He'll swing this out to Price. Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
Third and 5.
Come to the line for third down and 5. Shaheed in motion. Third and short yardage, and here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's fourth down.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
Dixon on. He punts it away. And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. The Broncos offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. The catch made there by Sutton. And he'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now,
in trouble, and down he goes. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him that time. It's a loss of 7.
This offense just continues to struggle finding any sort of rhythm, and it all starts with the pass protection. Even when they do account for all the defenders and they get a hat on a hat, they're just losing the battle up front.
So 2 quarters down here in Santa Clara, the Super Bowl 60 halftime. Straight ahead with Scott Hanson.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hanson, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you, my friend. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of this second half. Two quarters left in the NFL season as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Broncos offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Throwing, Nix. This one batted away. Good coverage there. It's incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes. And once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
Out to his right. He's going to keep it himself. And he'll wind up with a short pickup as he slides to a stop. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his 1st and 2nd reads, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his man. He finds Sutton. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That pass play good for 22. Good for a Denver 1st down. A run with Dobbins. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Byron Murphy there on the stop.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. They send a receiver in motion left. 2nd down. Nix. Rolling right. He'll tuck it and take off. And he looks like he's going to pick up the 1st down. Indeed, he will as he gets it by about a yard.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
Nix, now to throw it here on 1st down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And this quarterback just continues to take a beating throughout the entire game. They have to find a way to keep him upright. Otherwise, I'm not sure if he's going to make it out of this game in one piece.
So this will be 2nd and 15. Throwing is Nix. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
That's taken in. It's R.J. Harvey. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. Now they got a fourth down decision to make.
Lutz's kick is good. And the Broncos are on the board. It's now 10-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. Corey Horton now to return it. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. In motion is Barner. They'll start on the ground with Price. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll pitch it out here. And he won't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Going to lose a yard as he steps out of bounds.
You can see the running back. He's stretching it. He's stretching it. He's looking for somewhere to stick that foot in the ground and cut up field. But there was nowhere for him to go. The defense continued to take away all those cutback lanes, and he had no choice to just go out of bounds.
Shaheed in motion. Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. That'll be batted down.
Darnold's pass intended for
Cooper Kupp was the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
And it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Broncos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's had trouble getting on track in this one. Really limited space to find an opening. The defensive front stopping him multiple times. Generally, he has not been a big factor in this game to this point. First and 10 now from the 36. In motion, it's Waddle. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play.
Pass interference. Defense. Automatic 1st down.
On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. Over the middle, It's intercepted. Picked up by Nick Iwari. And the Seahawks will take over here just shy of the 30.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping.
The Seahawks offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Here comes Price on the toss right, and he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. 2nd down coming up.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Price trying to work the inside. Defense all over that one. They'll come up with a stop, and it's no gain.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A big one there on 3rd down, good for 26 yards.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
27-yard line.
Another run here with Price. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
On the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 24-yard line.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. He'll find Price out of the backfield. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Down to the final quarter in Super Bowl 60. We'll return for the 4th from Santa Clara after this. Let's see what they do on 3rd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. Got a man, that's Barner, the tight end. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells. So they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far...
And he's in! Jadarian Price! Touchdown, Seattle! That is second touchdown of this Super Bowl. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finished it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Myers, good on the extra point. And the Seahawks move out in front by the score of 17-3. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 3. Oh! He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Greg, simply put, they've been off their game right from the jump.
Yeah, sometimes it's just the way the game goes, and you can't really put your finger on it, but you feel good coming out of the week of practice. You feel really good about your game plan, and then once the ball's kicked off, nothing seems to work, and it's very frustrating because you can look great one week, and then the next week be completely taken out of your game.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Now it's Dobbins, and he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
That's caught left side by Ingram. And he's going to have a 1st down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
Sending it deep for Waddle. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
Both pre-snap and post-snap. This is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out at the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. That's to Waddle again. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 8-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. A run with the Central Florida product, R.J. Harvey. And he will score! Game on! R.J. Harvey! Touchdown, Broncos. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Lutz now for the PAT. He's got it. Broncos are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10.
Broncos 10.
So, things are a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Out comes the Seattle offense as they get ready for their next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Shaheed in motion. Throwing on first and 10 is Darnold. They try to set up the screen, but this one doomed from the start. It's incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Slant, Smith and Jigba has it. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. Every first down takes a little more time off the clock. That Lombardi trophy starting to come into clearer and clearer focus.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On the give, it is Price.
You know, there's all this talk, Mike, about the value of the run game in today's NFL. You know when the run game matters? It matters right now. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead. Can you lean on your running back and offensive line to close this game out?
So play caller's dream, second and inches. They're going to go again with Price. Oh, what an effort from the defense. They forced their way in there, get the stop, and a loss of about 2 yards.
You know at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. 18 yards on the catch and run will move the chains.
And what a clutch throw here on third down to keep this drive alive. Now, in a perfect world, they'd love to go down there and get points, but at a bare minimum, milk the clock, leave the least amount of time possible if you do have to give the ball back to your opponent. And if you're this defense, it feels like the time to get off the field is right now.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. They'll go with Price. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. Second down and 3 coming up. Darnold. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, just ends up being a wasted down.
Shaheed in motion. From the gun on third down, it's Darnold. Got it with Smith in Jigba. And play halted for a moment. We have an injured Seahawk player. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. A handoff here, up the middle, and it's going to be 1st and goal coming up. Tackle made at the 5-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the 1st down.
5-yard line.
Shaheed in motion. A run on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Emmanuel Wilson. Touchdown Seahawks. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now the point after try from Myers. He gets it to go, and the Seahawks move out to a 24-10 lead.
24, Broncos 10. Jason Myers.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's caught right side, it's Franklin. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A gain there of 15. 1st down, Broncos.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the 2nd half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
2 minutes remain in Super Bowl 60. We're back to write a finish to the season after this. They'll drop to throw. A throw over the middle, going to be caught by Franklin. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Seahawks 44-yard line.
They come up for 2nd and 2. They'll throw. It's Nix. To the outside. Hauled in by Sutton. And he's out of bounds with the first down. So they get a new set of downs. Just as importantly, stop the clock.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
It's clear from that 3rd down call, Mike, that they had already made up their mind that they would go for it on 4th down. Figured they still have that extra down in their pocket on the defensive side of the field. Now is the time to continue to be aggressive.
First down and more inside the 15. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second. And stop it with just over 50 seconds to go in this one.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
They'll need to score and do it quickly. Still one timeout left. Final minute, 1st and 10. Now they'll set up the screen for Harvey.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops. And just nowhere for that back to go.
They'll come up now for 2nd down. Back to throw is Nix. A throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
Nix from the gun on 3rd down. That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. What great work just to get those hands up there. And now it's 4th down.
In these critical moments of the game, Mike, you always turn to your best players. And that's exactly what they did here. And they just weren't able to connect. Give this defense a lot of credit. They knew when it was crunch time, where did this quarterback want to look? And they were ready, and they took him away.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. You got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.
These are the situations where, as an offense, you're trying to dial up your best play call to make sure this possession doesn't get wasted. But let's give credit to the defense. Big moment, big 4th down opportunity, and they're able to get off the field.
The Seahawks offense ready to get back to work. And this one really all over but the shouting. One timeout left defensively, but there's no need to use it here. On 1st down, they'll start with Charbonnet. The Broncos going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. Clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll go again here with Charbonnet. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
And the Seahawks have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. So this, a well-deserved celebration down on the field. You know, Greg, it wasn't totally mistake-free, but about as solid a performance as you could hope to have on the big stage in the big game.
And to think about all the people that had their hand in this, Mike, of course we see on the field the players, their ability to perform at such a high level goes without say, but then you think of the group around them, the coaching staff, their ability to game plan, and then the front office and the GM who put this roster together. Those are the efforts of a lot of people that went into this Super Bowl victory.